Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, firefighters battled the aftermath of Monday's winter storm on the way to battling flames overnight.
Cold weather supplies like ice scrapers, shovels, even gloves in low supply. What shoppers can expect during this next round of winter weather.
And we're looking outside with extreme temperatures. And not only that, add a little wind to that, and we're talking minus 33 is the way it feels like in Mount Sterling right now. We'll go over this historic cold and this winter storm coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
It's Friday, and it's a history-making morning here in the Commonwealth with those very low temperatures. Good morning, I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. We are tracking another winter storm headed for the bluegrass this weekend.
No letting up. Absolutely bitterly cold temperatures today. We're, of course, urging everyone to stay indoors if possible. Everybody just saying that this is a tough situation, from first responders to public officials. We have declared a first alert severe weather day. Temperatures dipping well below zero this morning. Micah?
Yeah, we're at minus 14 in Corbin in the southern zones. Monticello coming out at 18 below. Down in Wayne County in the far southern zones, it doesn't matter where you are. Frankfort nearing that 20-degree mark. That goes for Georgetown. Lexington at minus 13. You get the drift. It is extremely cold outside. Now we're looking at the wind chill, and look at that. Minus 30 almost. Here in Lexington, we're at 31 degrees below zero. Cynthiana, no doubt about it, you're in the minus 30-degree territory there for wind chill, too. Today's forecast will be at roughly 17. It gets better. It's not great, but it does get better just ahead of our next snowstorm. We got a lot going on, a winter storm on the way, and I'll show you that coming up.
All right, we'll see you in just a bit. We thank you, Micah. New this morning on WKYT, firefighters in Winchester were on their way to a fire when their truck slid on the icy roads.
It's not just the icy roads, though, that are challenging them. These bitterly cold temperatures are changing the way they do things. WKYT's Mark Barber joins us live from Clark County. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Rebecca and Bill. The extreme cold is difficult on everyone, but especially difficult on first responders. They say here in Clark County they have had a very difficult morning as far as the fire department goes. They've been called out to two fires. The first one was on Lafayette Boulevard around midnight. They say that a furnace fire was to blame there. We're told that the family their furnace was pumping smoke into the home because it was overworked. Now, fire crews say they know it's important to keep those furnaces on, but at the same time, they say when it's this cold and the extreme cold is putting an extra drain on your appliances, you also have to remember to try to conserve energy. Now, crews say that the real trouble came about 12:30 when they received a false alarm for a fire at the J.K. Smith power plant. They say on their way out there, they were trying to make their way up a very steep and slippery hill, but they say that their fire truck actually slid off that hill and into a ditch. Now, we're told that an unplowed driveway was partially to blame, and they say that that is a problem that they are seeing time and time again. People are not having their driveways cleared, so in the case of an emergency, they aren't able to be where they need to be.
And people can't get their driveways plowed. It makes it extremely slippery and hazardous trying to get our vehicles in and out. There's some driveways we can't get our trucks up.
Now, firefighters say their work right now is brutal. They say it is extremely difficult, extremely cold, but they say fortunately no one has been hurt so far. I am told that they do have extra crews on hand to help with every emergency that comes in. Live in Clark County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Well, new this morning, Estill County dispatchers tell us a family escaped a house fire overnight. Happened a little after midnight on Lynch Road, about 10 miles south of Irvine. Dispatchers say no one was injured. No word yet on what caused the fire. We're tracking details and we'll bring you the latest info as it becomes available.
If you're in Lexington, good luck finding a snow shovel right now. It's something that everybody needs, and stores are having trouble keeping their shelves stocked. Another winter storm is set to hit the bluegrass now, and shoppers are going to be out there probably in full force today. In some cases, they've had lists for shovels. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel joining us live now with what could be considered a shopping nightmare.
Good morning, Bill. Well, like you said, there is likely going to be another mad dash to try and stock up on those items before another round of winter weather sets in. Empty shelves have been a common sight in many grocery stores since the big shopping spree before Monday's storm. Much of that snow has still stuck around since record cold temperatures have set in and turned some of that snow into ice. Some people are still waiting to dig their cars out of the snow, so stores that sell shovels, ice scrapers, those winter prep items will probably be getting more customers today, although it's probably going to be tough to track down some of those items. Like Micah said, we're in for another round of snow, sleet, and possibly freezing rain this weekend. So if you haven't been prepared all week, now would be the time to at least attempt to get those items because that storm is expected to hit later on tonight. Live in Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
All right, Whitney, thank you very much. Out there in the cold this morning. Crews are out this morning working hard to try to restore power in some Kentucky communities. Right now, there are more than 2,000 Kentucky Utilities customers without power, with the largest outage reported now in Mercer County. It's the second day for KU crews having to work quickly to restore power. Most of the outages yesterday were between 6 and 9 in the morning when thousands of people got up and started using more electricity at the same time. KU leaders say schools are being canceled has helped them some in limiting how much power is being consumed.
Well, new this morning, Georgetown police officers, really this is an amazing story, rescued a dog from the freezing cold. They say it was out in the cold for some time yesterday. Police took the dog to an animal shelter. It was given a warm place to stay for the night. Here in Lexington, Animal Control received almost 30 calls in 48 hours related to the treatment of dogs. One person ended up getting a citation. Veterinarians recommend to bring all pets indoors during these freezing temperatures.
The cold isn't just affecting cats and dogs. These bitter cold temperatures also hitting farmers hard, especially because calving season is about to begin. Now farmers are taking some extra precautions to try to protect their animals, especially those newborn calves. They're recommended to make sure that animals have plenty of hay so that they can bed. All animals also need a shelter to escape the freezing rain and harsh winds.
Herd mentality of cattle, they group together, and that's part of their mechanism for coping with extreme cold. Now, Central Kentucky, we're not used to this, right? So these cattle aren't conditioned like those in the upper Midwest and things like that.
March is typically the beginning of calving season, but some calves come early, so these dropping temperatures pose a serious problem for Kentucky livestock.
This morning, police in southeastern Kentucky still looking for a missing Clay County man. Family members say 36-year-old Jason Napier hasn't been seen since yesterday morning. A golden alert was issued. He lives in Manchester, drives a blue 2013 Nissan Sentra. Family members say he suffers from mental health issues, and they're worried he could have a hard time dealing with the cold weather. Manchester police are investigating.
The Fayette County Board of Education is scheduled to meet later today to help find the district's next superintendent. Earlier this month, the board voted to hire ProAct Search. ProAct superintendent focuses on searches for school districts of more than 20,000 students. The board will meet with ProAct to go over recommendations for superintendent in Fayette County at 1 o'clock today.